Welcome to the Sam and Joe VA Show, where we teach women just like you how to create your very own in-demand virtual assistant business.
We're your hosts, Sam and Joe, and get ready to have the control, flexibility, and freedom you've always dreamed of.
Welcome to episode 6. Can anyone become a VA?
No, they can't. I think it's interesting, isn't it? We've talked in a previous podcast about how it's quite an easy, once you've made the decision to become a virtual assistant, it's easy to get going in terms of low overheads.
Yeah.
But I think it's really good today if we touch on, wow, how easy is it for just anybody to get into the industry? Because it's not. I mean, both you and I, Joe, we've got really strong admin, secretarial, PA, EA backgrounds. So it was a really natural progression or natural fit for us to move into becoming virtual assistants. But I think it's because we had that experience, we had that knowledge, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And as a virtual assistant, it's sort of like no matter what sort of specialty service you choose or what services you provide, there's still an element of executive assistants, personal assistants, admin and behind that, especially as you help someone come on board and get them set up and, how you're going to work together and getting access into the tools that you need and suggesting some tools and having a good organized way of how you're going to work together. Having a good EA background, regardless of the services you provide, is a really good starting point.
Yeah, I agree. I think some of the virtual assistants that we've seen come through the Savvy School and come through the VA Network of New Zealand, the ones that do really, really well are the ones that have that really strong, in particular, EA and PA background for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like having that background and that sort of career behind you or that experience means that you have quite a variety in terms of your skills and you're really used to just picking up and running with something. You'll get asked one thing like, hey, can you organize this event one day? And then the other, can you format this document so that it looks really professional the next day? So you actually have quite a wide variety of skills and quite a lot of tech skills too, because often as an EA, you're the go-to person if something breaks down, happens, can't figure something out, and you know lots of shortcuts and how to do things efficiently. And so it just really sets you up to have a really amazing virtual assistant business and to do really well.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I know personally one of the things I loved so much about all of my EA and PA roles for the 20 years before becoming a virtual assistant was just that variety. Like, it really didn't matter which organization I worked in or for which manager or which chief executive or whatever. There was such variety, as you said. You'd be an event manager one day, you'd be looking after the inbox and diary, throughout the week. Just so diverse. You'd be talking to all manner of people on behalf of the person that you're supporting. And I think that's a really, really good skill as well. That kind of customer service, being able to talk, string a few words together is really, really important.
Yeah, absolutely. That doesn't mean to say that those who don't have that background couldn't be a VA. So because there are so many different services that you could provide as a virtual assistant, there are a raft of other sort of careers and experience that you might have that you could bring to a virtual assistant business. We're just saying that an EA if you're an EA, you've got a really good footing to be able to start as a virtual assistant. But if you've been an administrator or perhaps in accounts roles to move into bookkeeping type services, if you've got a general administration or accounts background of some kind, that's a really good starting point as well.
It is. And then we're seeing a lot now, a lot of VAs coming in, and they go straight to niching down. They decide, all right, off the bat, I'm going to specialize. So we see that a lot with people that have got HR backgrounds. They may have been an HR coordinator in their previous life. So then they come into the virtual assistant realm and they start offering all those services around HR and recruiting and CV writing and things like that, which is fantastic. The same with, more of the creative things, the creative side of the work. So I'm talking those that have got a background in web design or logos and things like that. So we're not just talking about admin side now, are we? We're also talking about those that come in and specialize in niche straight away. But once again, we would really, really urge those people that are listening, that thinking, oh, I would love to become a virtual assistant that specializes in HR. Well, think about it. You do need to have that HR background. The same with websites. Well, whatever services you're going to start off offering, those are the ones that you need to make sure that you've got some experience in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely what we teach those in our members club, is that if you're just getting started, choose the services that make the most sense in terms of your experience and skills that you already have. By doing that, it means that you're going to do a great job because you know how to do it. You're already, that expert in whatever services you're providing. And so you're going to do a great job. It means that you're going to keep your clients, that they're going to refer you, and then you're going to get more clients as you build a reputation and build your credibility. So the easiest way to do that is delivering the services that you know the best.
Absolutely. Now, we also have people contacting us, don't we, Jo? We get the odd message, the odd email that comes through from people that have no admin experience at all, who want to become a virtual assistant. They think, okay, this working from home gig, this is going to be easy. I want to do it. What do I need to do to get started?
Yeah. And so what we try and encourage those people to do is take a hard look and question whether becoming a virtual assistant really is right for you, because it's not for everyone. And if you don't have some experience behind you, you're going to find it very difficult to find clients, to provide the services, to do a great job and get your business off the ground. And you're going to be sort of floundering and trying to figure out, what you do and how you do it. Whereas, you might be better off choosing a different career path or going into a different industry and being an employee for someone, or something completely different to a virtual assistant. So really, really question, do I have the experience and skills behind me to be able to really be successful as a virtual assistant? Because it's not for everyone.
No. And if you're listening and you're thinking, but I really want to be a VA, but I just don't have those skills and experience, well, then we would suggest that you go and get those skills and experience before thinking about planning and building and launching your virtual assistant business. So whether that's, going back to school or applying for some entry-level admin role, whatever you can do to get some experience is definitely going to help you. It's going to make it a lot easier anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the other sort of careers or experience that we haven't touched on yet is you could have been a marketing assistant, or you might have a marketing degree, something like that, where you actually can provide, virtual marketing services to business owners. There's a lot of business owners who are looking for help with their online presence, their content creation, their blog writing, their, marketing and getting their name out. That's a really sought after skill. So service. So if you have those skills, then absolutely that could be a great virtual assistant career path. Something also to mention too is that you don't necessarily need to call yourself a virtual assistant. This is quite a broad, as we've talked about previously, this is a really broad industry where you might not even mention the word virtual assistant, but essentially you are a virtual assistant, you're calling yourself something else. And so all of the tips, how to get started, everything that we teach is still really relevant. So don't get too hung up on the virtual assistant term. You could be calling yourself anything, whatever makes sense to those who are looking for your services. If they can, from your job title or what you call yourself, if they can figure out that you're the right fit for them, then go with whatever works.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, if you are providing a virtual remote business support service, that will fit under this big umbrella term of virtual assistant. But I agree with you 100%, Jo. Do not get hung up on that VA term. It's so not important in the great scheme of things.
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, for those who are listening, I know that there's lots of executive assistants who are being made redundant at the moment. And, I've had someone just reach out today. They've been made redundant as an EA. And that's a great opportunity, especially if you can have a redundancy payout. So you've got a little bit of time. Those who are in that position, it's a really great time to get started and figure out how to become a virtual assistant, because you already have those base skills. So the next step for those who want to really fast track that is to jump into the members club. It's a really great place to figure out what stage you're at and what the exact next steps are. So I encourage anyone who's in that position, they need to get started quickly to jump into the members club and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It lessens that feeling of overwhelm. And, it doesn't matter what type of online business that you are creating or building, you are going to feel really overwhelmed. So we have done everything we can in terms of the support we provide to lessen that overwhelm. Learn from us, learn from our mistakes, and just make it a bit simpler for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, can anyone become a virtual assistant? Well, not quite. And really take a hard look at whether it's right for you, and do you have the skills and experience and a career behind you already where you can, you have that executive assistant or administrator or coordinator or event manager. Like that type of experience is really going to help you propel your business forward and have you be successful.
Absolutely. So if you're on the fence, come and check us out in the Members Club.
Thanks to everyone for listening to this episode of the Sam and Joe VA Show. If you'd like to find out more, head to the Savvy School website to check out the amazing Members Club and find more free resources.
You can find us at savvyschool.co.nz.